Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
In your opinion, what is like in your life? What is the scariest situation that you've gotten yourself into?
Well, that's our word. That's a weird way to fucking word it. Like the scariest situation I've been in, or that I've gotten myself into.
Well, I mean, let's say.
Probably the fucking TikTokers coming to our house.
So you had TikTokers show up to your house, like in a negative sense?
Oh, when is it positive with TikTokers, Dad?
Oh, dude.
But no, yeah, they used to live in our house like a year and a half ago, and they popped up to the fucking house at 12 a.m. and they brought bitches. Can I say that? Yeah, surely I'm a woman.
Yeah, you can say bitches.
Yeah. You can say bitches.
And they were trying to impress them because their house is pretty nice. And they like start banging on the door. They're trying to get in. Miritza was there. Lewis was there. It was a party night. What?
So they showed up to your house that they used to live in to show it off to girls, even though they no longer lived there.
Yeah. And then they were saying, we have a right to come in. We used to live here. The story gets worse.
Right.
Story gets worse. I didn't see this part. This is what I heard from Eureka.
What a strange set of logic to have going into a situation.
Yeah, and then they tried to put their foot in the door, and Eureka like slammed it, and then she went and got Lewis, the man of the house. He went down. He was talking to them, and he was like, "No, it's just like you can't come in. Like it's not okay. Like please leave. You're
and
fucking
Lewis
freaking us out."
He's a pretty calm individual.
He is.
He's a pretty chill
he was handling
guy.
it. But then, this is where it goes bad. So as he's dealing with it professionally, Miritza comes up, freaking out to me. I come out from the toilet after fucking having a girl talk with Andrea, because we're, it's a party night. Girls go to toilet, have a little fucking whinge now and again. And Miritza's like, someone's trying to break in! Someone's trying to break in! And of course, I went into aggressive mode. And I went to the balcony. And I was like, get off our property or I'll spit on you. They didn't get off the property. I said it 3 times. I said, get off or I will spit on you. And then I spat. And then they picked up a rock and threw it and smashed our window. He aimed for me. Yeah, he aimed for me. He missed it. We still have the smash.
Were they like drunk or something? Like they must have been drunk, right?
I don't think they were. That's what we thought, but they had 2 fucking cars. Like, like they drove up here.
There. They weren't drunk or they drunk drove.
Yeah. And then they fucking lobbed the rock in my head. Missed me because they have bad fucking arms, unlike me. Can't aim properly.
Always looking for an excuse.
That's so ridiculous. That's like, I feel like that's almost like a purely, that shit would never happen. Like, if there's anything I have to admit about LA versus Austin, that shit would never fucking happen in Austin.
Yeah,
that
Austin's
like,
no, because they'd be shot dead in the front yard and left to rot.
Because they've got sentry guns on the tops of every roof in Austin. Modern Warfare 2 sentry guns all over the place.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah, but
I don't think that I've
actually
ever had
I still have the rock that they threw and smashed through our window. It's
well,
at
least you keep a little memento, Jschlatt, do you have any scary situations you're comfortable talking about at all, or?
My Uber driver recently, the last Uber I ever took, went slowed down to 15 miles per hour on the Texas freeway with a speed limit of 75. He was in the left lane. It was like 4 a.m. I was trying to catch an early morning flight. He's got a passenger in the front that he said he was training, who was in a suit. They're both falling asleep on the wheel. And the first thing the guy said to me when I hopped in the car was, "Did you look at the moon tonight?" Yeah, so I reported him after that trip, and I haven't used Uber since.
What the fuck? So there were 2 people in the Uber.
Yeah,
one guy was in
people.
the passenger side and had a suit on. And then when you got in, he said...
He was being trained on how to be an Uber driver.
Right, because you need to learn how to drive. You need to be trained
You need to do a little... It's like how people go on ride-alongs with the police.
Wow. Okay.
Surely that's not real.
They randomly...
No, it's not, which is why it shouldn't have happened.
So, did you like... So they slowed down to 15 miles per hour. Did you say anything? Or did it just like...
Yeah, well, I mean, the dude was driving erratically the whole time. You get to a certain point, though, where you're in a shitty Uber. You're like, all right, this is going to suck, but I'm in here for 10 more minutes, right? This dude was stopping at green lights to, look both ways before he kept going. It was 4 a.m. His eyes were closed. And I was watching the mirror. We get on the highway, and he slows down to 15 miles per hour in the left lane. And people in Texas don't like when you do that. So I've learned.
Right.
Everyone was speeding by 10 miles per hour over. So we were going 15 and people were going 85, whizzing by us, everyone honking at you. Pitch black, 4 a.m. It's just a couple minutes left in the Uber ride. I'm trying to just get there. We hit 15. Awful. We hit 15 and I go, "Are you all right?" And the driver does not respond.
What?
His buddy in the suit and tie, training to be an Uber driver with him, goes, "Yeah, we're just a little tired." And at this point,
as if that's an excuse.
At this point, I have 3 options. One that's not going to happen. The first option that can't happen is that I open the car door and jump out onto a Texas freeway. The second option is that I let him continue to go 15 miles per hour on the highway, which is dangerous.
Yeah.
Or I tell him to speed up and now have a man who is on the verge of falling asleep go 75 miles per hour on a Texas freeway, not knowing if the next second will include him falling asleep at the wheel.
My God.
So what was I to do?
It was
what did you do? I want to know the rest.
What did I do?
It was
he sped up to 30, and the rest of the ride I had my fucking camera out recording him.
Yeah, in case
in case anything.
And they look into the fucking phone to figure out what the hell happened to this man.
They find a bloody, mangled corpse, and they're like, "Jesus Christ, what happened here?" Holy shit, this guy was going 15 on the freeway.
Popular YouTuber found dead in Uber car along with 2 members of a very infamous moon cult.
That sounds like a fun experience.
Oh, it was so fun when I was trying to get on my... He was already 20 minutes late.
Were you alone in the Uber or were you with people?
It was just me.
Damn.
That is awful.
Now, I could just imagine anybody else getting in the car who isn't 6'3" and wielding a skeletal, right? Could you imagine just a woman taking an Uber at 4 a.m. and she gets in the car and there's 2 dudes at the front? How the fuck does that even happen?
Well, that just that almost screams trafficking, especially when you open with "the moon looks very nice tonight."
Were you worried that you might be trafficked, Jschlatt?
No. These guys were they were very small people. I could have hurt them.
You could have taken them in a boxing match.
He could have trafficked them, is what he could have done.
I could have taken both of them. I was like, buddy, get in the back.
Get in the back
I'm taking you for a ride now.
You're going to Guam.
We take a small, sketchy off ramp towards the airport that leads down my secret road.
Yeah, and then you pull right into a fucking warehouse.
Yeah. The fucking guy from GTA 5 goes,
"You got home safe. That's all that matters.
This thing's a beauty."
Dude,
he got home safe.
I got to the airport.
Safe and sound.
One thing that happened to me when I was weird with an Uber, because Uber drivers are just sometimes really strange. And we were on our way to Shay and I. We were in the Uber in the back on our way to some event. And the Uber driver he did something very, very similar to where he slowed down to 15 miles per hour. He's coming up to a turn that wasn't I could see from the back his navigation, and it wasn't his turn. And then as he's pulling up to it, he slows down to a stop. This is on a busy road. This is right in the middle of Beverly Hills. It's this one road that goes past the Beverly Hills police station. It's one of the most used roads in LA that isn't a highway. And he then asks Shay and I, "Is this it? Is this the turn?" And it's bro, we don't know any more than you do. We're taking a fucking Uber, and you can see the fucking navigation there. And there are people behind us just beeping and stuff. And Shay and I look at each other and we're like, what the fuck is going on with this dude right now? Like, he didn't ask us for like instructions before. It was like halfway through the ride, he asked us if he's got the right turn or not.
Is this right? It just says go straight.
Yeah, but it's like, well, either way, you have to make a choice. You're stopped on a busy road.
Yeah,
but
that's a little.
I don't really know entirely what a scary situation. I mean, I think on an average of at least once a year, I will get threatened by someone.
Oh.
And it's like,
can you elaborate on that? What do you mean threatened by someone? Like who?
Like,
who's this individual?
is
this the same person, or is it a different person every time?
It's a different person. Like, there's been separate occasions. You know, I've been in LA for 2 years, and at least once every year, there has been someone who has like called. I haven't even been like interacting with them. Maybe I glanced at them momentarily or something. In some situations, I don't even think I did, but they'll start calling after me, trying to like start a fight or something. They'll be like, like this one guy I was like,
Ted, I don't want to upset you and be like, blame the victim, but you said you don't know if you looked at them. So what if you did look at them the wrong way? And
well, imagine this. It's like a guy slowly rolling down the street with his window down. And I'm getting my mail, and I just look, and I see there's a guy, and I go back to getting my mail. And then he starts yelling out the window, "What? What?" And I turn around, I'm like, "Me? Like, are you talking to me?" And then he's like, "Yeah, what?" And I'm like, "Hi. I don't know. Hi." Like, I don't know how to deal with that. And then he just kind of like goes along, and I'm like, I don't know what happened there, but it seemed like he was trying to start some shit. But yeah, I mean,
that does sound scary. In
the moment, because it's like the dude looked like he was ready to fucking like start punching me, and I was like, I don't.
And it was outside your house because you said you were grabbing mail.
It was just. I was grabbing mail.
He just rolled by your house as you were grabbing mail, and
he's just like, I live in the middle of LA, and he's just rolling through the neighborhood with his window down, and it's like, I don't know this fucking. I've never seen the dude before, and like he's just calling after me, and that's happened actually with a different person outside of my apartment on a different occasion, actually pretty recently.
Have you ever thought it might be you if it's happened twice in a row outside where you live?
I don't know if I'm doing something wrong.
What if you just have a scary face? Like
maybe
you said, you don't know if you look at them.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
you might have bad vibes. You might have bad vibes.